What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Always Compete Seahawks podcast. Actively upset Sam and Mike here. Back at it for another video. Today we'll be recapping the Seahawks 33-30 loss over the Titans. Real quick, on a positive note, because there's going to be a good amount of negative things to say.
A good amount, bro. It's going to be all negative.
Because there should be a good amount of negative things. The Seahawks, I will remind people that the Seahawks played a team that were expected to be a Super Bowl contender today. It's not like we lost 33-30 versus the Bears or the Lions.
Dude, way to just make me
even
more mad.
Mike, no hate. But you know what I'm saying, right? It's not like it's a team on paper that's like, we should destroy this team. It's a team that is projected to be good and probably will be good and has a good chance of winning their division. You know, that's all I'm going to say. Bobby Wagner played his goddamn heart out today. He had like 20 tackles and a sack. Good on Bob. Good on Bob. Bob had a hell of a game. Kerry Hyder played really well. Kerry Hyder had a really good game. Tyler Lockett's still really good. He's on pace to aim at that Offensive Player of the Year.
And you know what? I won't even be mad. I can't even be mad at Russ. Russ played well.
Yeah, Russ played well. I would say that, you know, I don't really know what else to say.
You ready for me to just go off?
Listen, we're going to go off simultaneously here. Basically, what we're going to be doing is that we're just going to be kind of talking about, you know, what we saw, what we don't like. I'm going to start off on a non-football aspect, beginning with penalties. Oh my God. 10 penalties for 100 yards today.
You can't do that.
There was a lot of plays where, you know, Jordan Brooks had that late hit. Whether it's kind of bogus or not, it's a dumb move.
The taunting penalty by DJ Reed. Are you kidding me?
The taunting penalty might be the most controversial call of the day.
Come on.
It was a very bad call.
Come on.
It takes away, in my opinion, it kind of takes away fun in football. Honestly, for me, it's great when guys get up and they're like, yeah, and they're fired up and they're passionate because this whole team feeds off that.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden the NFL has to come in and be like, no, we don't want to make grown men sad.
That's why we call you the No Fun League, Roger Goodell. That's why we call you the No Fun League.
No Fun League. And also on an off football aspect, coaching was lacking today. I feel like.
Dude, Shane Waldron, what happened?
In the first half, he was
I didn't see any of the
last year. We were all complaining about the Seahawks didn't start fast enough. Like in the first half. I mean, like not the first half of the season, but first half of games. Today, you can't complain about that really at all. The defense had key stops and they stuffed Derrick Henry. And in the second half, we got outscored 24-6 in the second half.
Okay. Tackling one thing at a time, which is something that the Seahawks didn't do to Derrick Henry in the second half. Shane Waldron, I don't know what happened in the second half because in the first half, you know, we were rolling.
I think what happened is that he had the plan. It worked really well in the first half.
And they just didn't adjust?
And they stuck with it for the second half. Titans adjusted. We didn't.
Okay.
Just off the top of my head,
Concerning.
That's a logical response.
So that's number one, concerning. Number two, a complaint that I brought up last week that I didn't put much thought into, that I have a really big concern about now. Dude, something is weird with DK Metcalf right now. Something is not right.
It's not his play. I don't think today.
I don't know what it is.
For most of the game, he was hurt. He's hurt. Like he might not play next week.
He is hurt, but
Russ
he looked mentally out of it. Like
Russ he looked mentally out of it basically ever since he had that ankle injury, which was like way back in the second quarter.
Yeah.
And we brought him back. Didn't really do anything. He had a couple penalties that were stupid.
He had 2 penalties on one play. I think he had 4 penalties in the game.
And it was like holding was like unsportsmanlike conduct.
No, it was holding and I think pass interference was the penalties.
Oh yeah, because it was a screen.
Yeah.
He blocked before the pass was caught. and then proceeded to hold the guy after the pass was caught.
Who was that guy? Who's the corner on him? Not Caleb Farley. Who's the guy? Fulton. Yeah, dude, Fulton got in his head. Holy shit.
Yeah.
He took a page out of Jalen Ramsey's playbook and was yapping to him. I think he messed with DK. I don't know what's going on.
DK,
with DK.
I'm putting money on DK Metcalf not playing next week. There was plays. Russ threw a ball late in the game on that. It was in overtime.
Yeah.
DK runs a route and he stops running like 5 yards before he's supposed to. 5 yards before he's supposed to.
Dude, there was something.
Russ threw it in anticipation, and DK just stops.
Exactly. I don't know.
Because DK has a clear lower leg injury. He was hobbling after that play. He hobbled off on the sideline. Carroll, actually, literally perfect timing. Just got a notification. Adam Jude said from Pete Carroll's press conference, DK is, quote, a little sore and hurt his knee. In Pete Carroll speak, that means
he's out.
He's out.
He's
hurt.
Yeah.
In Pete Carroll speak, for you guys don't know, Pete Carroll has like translations for things.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, he had a rough day today.
He was terrible.
He was god awful. God awful. And I'm sure he'll say that about Trey Flowers, which we'll get to later. But Pete Carroll has like speak for things. Like, oh yeah, he's a little banged up. Out for a week. Minimum.
Yeah. Minimum.
Like he said that to Jamal Adams. His groin's a little sore. He
3
missed
weeks.
like 5 weeks or whatever.
Yeah, he's out like 4 or 5 weeks. Yeah.
So, listen, was today awful on every front? No. We put up 30 points. Which
24 of them were in the first half, though.
24 of them were in the first half. All right, let's really get into something that I want to talk about. And I said it a couple times. This week is when we will learn who the Seahawks are. The Colts are a good team, but they lack a lot of things that would make the Seahawks have to test themselves. They don't have great receivers. They don't have a fantastic run game. They don't have an amazing, or at least a pretty good quarterback.
The Colts are very vanilla. Yeah. They're well coached. They're good at almost everything. The Titans.
Yeah, they're good.
The Titans are rocky road. The Titans are a little uneven, but in the good parts, it's like, holy shit.
Yeah. Like, they're like, yeah, perfect description. Vanilla ice cream. It's a go-to. It's good. It's solid. It's pretty good all around. You can't
low ceiling, high floor. Low ceiling, high floor, kind of. You know what you're getting right there.
The Titans, they're like cookie dough. It's either really like, if you guys really get cookie dough a lot, you know it's either really good or it's bad.
Yeah.
And last week they were bad, and this week I think they were pretty good. I would say that. But I also think they played well. But this week I talked about, like, real quick, Mike. I'm gonna let you finish, but go ahead.
I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce had the greatest album of all time. I'm sorry, I have to throw in a Kanye reference when I'm upset. It makes me feel better. Another thing that really just pissed me off, besides the penalties and the play calling and DK Metcalf, why is Trey Flowers on the field? Why?
Versus Julio Jones consistent.
Why? You have
Trey Flowers was god awful in the first half. I thought Sidney Jones was going to go in.
Why not?
You traded for Sidney Jones as like a parachute.
What are you doing? Trey Flowers is not a good football player. Take him out. Put in Sidney Jones.
Right, but I was talking. And I said, this is where we're going to find out who we are. The O-line is not great.
It overperformed last week.
That was a misconception from week one. The O-line is not great.
I think you're right on that one.
Especially concerning because we didn't play a great game.
The Titans have probably 2 really good pass rushers.
I wouldn't even say Bud Dupree is pretty good. I would say Bud Dupree is a good solid DN. Jeffrey Simmons is really good.
Jeffrey Simmons is he's legit. Yeah, he's legit.
I would say that Bud Dupree is like, hey, he's a good pass rusher. The fact that we couldn't block at some points, like it looked like I was watching the 2018 Seahawks.
And
Russ
not
was
only
just
could we not pass block, we couldn't run block
running
either.
for his life, skirting through every little gap, trying to find an open man.
Also, we couldn't run the ball either. Chris Carson
Couldn't run the ball,
did jack shit.
and that shows what we. And this is really bad because now defenses know what they need to do to stop us. If you stop the run, who would have thought we'd be saying this? If you stop the run, the offense falls apart.
Well, it's not even it's the run. And what happened with Seattle is their drives in the second half were so short. I mean, the Titans would score and get the ball back in 30 seconds because Seattle would go 3 and out with 2 incompletes and a 2-yard run. So it's just when you can't run the ball. And again, I'm not saying take the ball out of Russ's hands. It's not what I'm saying. But you have to fucking run block so you can run the ball. And the Seahawks couldn't do that. And to be fair, the Titans couldn't do that either in the first half. And then I don't know what hard drugs Derrick Henry did at halftime to morph into his final form. We need a PED test right away. I don't know what drugs he did to just evolve into his full
Taylor
form.
Lewan, who was out, has been suspended one time because of PEDs. I'm not saying anything.
Roger Goodell might want to get on that right now.
He might have got into Michael's secret stuff if you get that Space Jam reference.
Right.
Might have tapped into Taylor Lewan's secret little
what did he have?
Bottle in his drawer in his locker. I bet.
What did he have? Like 40 yards at halftime, and then he had 140 second half.
Yeah.
Come on.
But moving on, right?
Yeah.
The pass rush, I don't think it's as good as we talked it up to be.
It was fine.
I would say it's good. I would say it's a good pass rush, but we need to get home
but
more.
Another thing
versus an O-line that we played today.
Where was Carlos Dunlap? Where was Darrell Taylor? Kerry Hyder and Allen Robinson played good. I'll give him that.
And Al Woods.
Yes.
And Al Woods and Puna.
Puna in the run. Puna in the run. Yeah. Puna in the run.
Puna, that's what Puna's for.
Right.
Puna doesn't pass rush in general. Puna is a pure run stuffing D tackle, which he had like 3 tackles for loss.
He was going crazy. He was going crazy. Yep, absolutely.
Which is really good. But I mean, it came down to who is gonna outplay the other team in like in that fourth quarter. It came down to who's gonna play smarter, who's gonna play with more energy, who's gonna play harder. And the Titans did it on all 3 fronts. The Seahawks they did.
It's especially concerning.
Even worse news. Brandon Shell, who had a fantastic week 1. Brandon Shell, per Pete Carroll, has an ankle sprain.
Awesome.
Which is no bueno.
No bueno. The other thing that's really concerning to me is like you talked about, energy, juice, and all that type of stuff. The Titans definitely had more of it in the second half. Did we not, take any energy from the 12s? Like, to me, this isn't the fault of the 12s. Don't get me wrong. It's not who I'm blaming. It felt like Seattle didn't take advantage of, like, the high energy that they were getting from the fans. And the fans were really into it. The fans were up and, they were yelling and screaming. And it just seemed like the Seahawks were like, second half. They didn't have that fire. And it's like, ugh, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's the other thing is like when you're going 3 and out and your defense is back on the field in a minute and a half, they have no time to rest. Dude, you see Al Woods on that last drive? He was. They were gassed.
Some oxygen.
They were gassed.
And really, talking about mistakes, I think the biggest mistake of the game was 4th and 1, lined up to go for it. Maybe a game game-changing first down, not a game-sealing first down. But a game-changing first down. Damian Lewis false start, half the punt, Titans score.
Oh my gosh! And let's not even forget. I'm sorry to say this. I love this guy, Jason Myers. He really screwed us up in this game. Missed that extra point.
If Jason Myers makes that extra point, talking a whole new ball game.
Because then Tennessee has to go for 2, and if they get it, it's tied. Then we go into overtime, whatever.
Yeah.
If they don't get it, we win. Russ kneels, we're done.
Mm-hmm.
That's the type of game where you play bad and you win. And those are the games that Seattle typically wins. Those games that are close in the fourth quarter and overtime, they win those games. And it was just a combination of the penalties, the lack of run game, the missed extra point, Derrick Henry being Derrick Henry. It really just accumulated into just
now
a loss.
I would hate on the secondary, but we're only going to play a receiving core like this once a year. I can't.
Next week though, too, J. Jeff and Adam Thielen.
I would say that AJ Brown. I would say that AJ Brown and Julio Jones are better.
It's close. I might give it to the Vikings, but it's close.
I would say that Julio Jones is definitely better than Adam Thielen. Definitely better. Mike, there's no realistic way.
It's not.
Julio's a top 3 receiver.
No, he's not. No, he's not. Not right now.
Yes, he is. Top 5, at least.
No.
Top 5.
D-Hop, Devontae, Stephon, Tyreek, 4. DK is better than Julio right. Oh,
I would not say that DK.
Put a pin in DK for a second.
I would not say even before this game. I would not say that DK.
Dude, Julio he's good, but he's not like 2016 good.
He injuries don't equal not being good. But my point is that like, it's very frustrating. I wouldn't hate on this defense because we're never gonna play a receiving core this good. Maybe you can make an argument for that. We're going to play really good receiving cores with the Rams. But I don't really think that you can say that, secondary was god-awful today. I think DJ Reed had a really solid overall game. That's what I'll say. I would say DJ Reed played pretty well.
I think I don't necessarily have a problem with this. It's
AJ
interesting.
Brown did nothing today.
AJ Brown did nothing.
Had like
That's even more
20
concerning.
yards.
But something that I think is interesting that I don't know if it's good or bad. Jamal Adams seems to be less of an impactful player, but I also think that it makes the defense overall better, if that makes sense. Like I don't hear his name as much. Like he's not sacking the quarterback, but I think that he's used more in coverage now, which is a good thing, but he's not going to provide as many of those big time plays.
The Titans perfectly were set up to stop the Seattle blitz pickups with Jamal Adams. I'm gonna film, but it was perfect what they did, and you have to give them credit on that front.
Yeah.
Oh
man,
I would say
Lamar just threw a pick 6. Holy crap!
Wow. I would say that all right. So continuing. This one hurts. I'm very upset at the O-line.
Yeah, the O-line. Listen, let's break down. This is probably the last thing we'll do because we're really upset. Let's break down
like group
good and the bad. Good and the bad. We'll go
bad.
We'll go compliment sandwich. One good, one bad, one good, one bad.
Yeah.
One good.
One good. Here, let's start with a good. Tyler Lockett continues to be incredible.
Let's go Tyler Lockett and Bobby.
Tyler Lockett and Bobby as
offensive and defense MVP.
Bread.
Right.
And just to lay a nice fat turd right in the middle, let's go with the offensive line.
Yeah.
I would say another compliment sandwich. Russell Wilson. I think he overall played pretty well.
I think he played well.
The offensive line and play calling
didn't help him. Like it's not like he was throwing a bunch of picks.
He fought as hard as he could.
Yeah, absolutely.
To make plays.
Absolutely.
So, listen, I would say that Russ played well. On the other half of the compliment sandwich,
DK.
No, not in the middle. Talking about the other piece of bread. Talking about, I would say Kerry Hyder and Alton Robinson played really well.
Yeah.
Played really well. Alton Robinson had a sack, fumble. Kerry Hyder recovered. Kerry Hyder continues to show the motor that everybody was talking about.
Yeah.
There's plays where there'll be a receiver going 20 yards upfield, and there's Kerry Hyder running after the play.
Yeah.
So that's compliment worthy for sure from Kerry Hyder. Right in the middle of, I'd say DK. Fair.
And this is something to monitor. I'm not convinced that the issue is an injury or whatever. I don't know if the new offense complements DK as of right now. Not saying it can't change, but as of right now, it just doesn't look like him and the new offense are meshing very well. And that's concerning to me because sometimes you have to draw plays for players and not draw up plays for plays, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm kind of just a little bit speechless, you know. I
It's
feel
just weird because it's like Seattle
Yeah.
always wins these games, and it being the home opener, and Russ playing
Yeah.
for his
I would-
friend. It's
kind
like
of, capping off. I want to go back and talk about what we said last video with what needs to happen. What needs to happen for the Seahawks to win, and we said if Derrick Henry gets less than 100 yards,
we win.
we will win this game.
And at halftime, it was on pace
I
for
want to
that.
call out Derrick Henry was not good in the first half, and we were dominating. We were dominating. We
were.
literally, they would get down there, we would stop them, we'd go score.
Yeah.
That's how it worked every single time. In the second half, Derrick Henry ran for 150 yards and 3 touchdowns. Where we got outscored 24-6. They absolutely dominated the clock in the second half. Like,
they probably
scoring drives
before
for the
before you
Titans.
say it, I'm gonna say they probably had in the second half. They probably had 22 minutes of possession time.
Like, there were some plays right at halftime, opening drive, they go 4 minutes. The thing that really hurt here, Seahawks go like I'm gonna read drive by drive here. Titans go to open the half. Titans 4-minute drive to score a touchdown. 4 minutes 23 seconds. Seahawks punt after a 4-minute 56-second drive, which is okay. Let your defense breathe. Let them get some air.
Mm-hmm.
At least it's not like a 3-and-out, which we'll get on in a second.
Yeah.
Titans missed a field goal, but the drive goes 5 minutes 41 seconds. Seahawks score on a drive that realistically should have been a 3-and.
Yeah.
Freddie Swain got wide open.
That was awesome. 1 yard away from being a 69-yard touchdown, which would have just been awesome to have that 2 weeks in a row.
It was a 3rd and 12 on a blown coverage. I have every right to believe that if that play is covered right, we go 3-and-out.
That's the thing. I didn't even think about that. If the Titans don't blow a coverage for a 68-yard touchdown, they would have outscored us 24-0 in the second half.
Yep.
And then to put the cherry on top, Jason Myers missed the extra point.
Yep.
Man.
Missed the extra point. Titans score 2 plays, 49 seconds on the next drive.
Yeah.
Seahawks punt after a minute 34. Titans turnover on downs after 5 minutes. Seahawks punt after 1 minute. Titans score a touchdown with 3 minutes. Seahawks go 4-and-out at the end of the half with 29 seconds. Titans punt, Seahawks punt. After only a minute-long drive, Titans kick a field goal to win the game. What?
I'm very upset right now. I don't have very many words. All I can say is they better pick their shit up, really.
Guess the amount of time the Titans held the ball for.
42 minutes.
On the nose, 42 minutes, 33 seconds.
Dude, that means
comparatively held the ball for 22 minutes. Wow. That is
double our possession time.
Astronomical difference.
That's double the possession time.
And think about that poor goddamn defense out there for hours.
Man.
Today looked like a 2020 let Russ cook game.
In the first
in the game in general.
Yeah.
Let Russ throw the ball everywhere. We'll score in a minute. Go ahead. Yeah. Touchdown. Nice defense pass. Yeah. And the defense is out there. They can't breathe. They're giving up friggin' 40 points a game, scoring a touchdown every other drive. I mean, last week, the Seahawks did everything right. And to see them this week do almost everything wrong, it was a wake-up call.
Yeah. We need to get our shit together. We need to get our shit together.
All right, recapping. Seahawks played bad today, but it is a good team. Let's just.
And it's the second game of the year. Like, I'm not hitting the panic button on the season. I'm just saying we need to fix our shit.
Yeah. It's obviously not time to hit the panic button.
Yeah.
We need to fix it. We
But to be fair, also in the West, like every game matters. So it's really hard to lose games like this in the NFC West. But I think that's going to do it.
This is an embarrassing game in the face of the NFC West.
Yeah. Because the NFC West is what? 7-1 right now, and we're the one loss. 7-1.
It especially hurts to watch the Cardinals.
Oh my god! And then the Cardinals win off of a missed field goal.
No. I don't even give a damn about that. I care about the Cardinals whooping the Titans so bad, and then having them come to our house and beat us.
Yeah,
it hurts. It really does hurt. Penalties need to change. Coaching needs to be better.
Everything needs to be better, pretty much, except for a few select players.
Russ and Tyler.
Russ, Tyler, and Bobby are probably the only things.
Russ, Tyler, and Bobby, who are maybe arguably the three best players in the team so far this year.
Oh, definitely.
If those are the only three good things on the team, your three best players, if those are the only three good things on a team after a game, that's an issue. It's a serious issue. So
yeah,
I say we just wrap it up. Play the Vikings this week. Let's go rebound. Let's lock in. Today, fun fact, ended a Seahawks 52 straight win streak of winning games after they're up by 15 or more at half. They were up by 15 at half.
Disgusting.
And they lost, meaning that they're now 52-1 all time. And yeah,
that's gonna be it.
Let's rebound. Everybody subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos like this. We'll have a Vikings game preview sometime this week. Stay tuned for that, and we'll see you guys next time.
Peace.